Alright, hi everyone. My name is Megan. I haven't made a video on this channel in a while because, I don't know, I've just been so busy with life and just a lot of stuff. But, as you can tell by the title, I'm making this video for to help people who are going through the same thing that I went through. I know it's probably not too common, but I had a miscarriage, and then I had to get a DNC due to the miscarriage. So basically, start out with I was pregnant. I found out the day before my 20th birthday, and this little 88-cent piece of plastic changed my life. I was so happy, couldn't wait to tell my boyfriend. He was so happy. We had nothing but love for this baby. You know, it was our baby. And so basically, I went to the doctors for, like, right away. I went the next day, like, on my birthday. And I was around, like, 5 weeks and maybe, like, 3, 4, 5 days pregnant. And they, like, said everything was okay. Like, I didn't get, like, an ultrasound or anything done because they told me to wait, like, 2 weeks until it was, like, bigger. So everything was good at the appointment. And then 2 weeks later, I scheduled my appointment for, like, the blood test thing, even though it was already confirmed that I was pregnant, but they needed it anyways. So I went for the blood test, and then later that day, I went for the ultrasound, and they told me that my baby was a healthy baby so far, the right size, whatever, and I was measuring at 7 weeks and 4 days, which was perfect. And so everything was going good. After that, I had to switch doctors for a reason. The doctor that I had picked for my first appointment wasn't really the best doctor for me. So I just returned back to my old OBGYN doctor, and he does great now. Yeah, so I switched back there, but because I had switched, I couldn't really get an appointment right away. And so I was supposed to go for like a 12-week appointment, and they couldn't fit me in for like another like week and a half. So, and by the time I ended up going, I was like that day was 14 weeks. So I went in for like just a regular checkup, whatever. I felt fine. I, still had all my pregnancy symptoms. My boobs were sore. Um, I still had like a food aversion. I couldn't eat anything with cheese, which is weird because I love cheese. And that's how I knew the day I was pregnant. I knew was because I couldn't eat cheese. Like it just made me sick. That's why I took the test. Um, but yeah, so I went into the doctor's office, and he had the little Doppler, and he put it on my belly, and he was looking for a while for the heartbeat, and he couldn't find it, but, like, he wasn't concerned, or he didn't seem concerned, and I wasn't concerned. He was just like, "Okay, well, let's schedule you an ultrasound appointment." So he's like, "Come back in 3 days," whatever, so we'll go see the ultrasound. Um, Sorry, I just, like, lost my train of thought. So I wasn't worried at all, honestly, like, I felt fine. I was like, "Oh, the baby's probably just, like, playing around, hiding, being difficult like me." Uh, um, so when I went back in for my appointment, um, they did, I believe it was a transvaginal. I don't even remember, and this is only like a week ago. I'm pretty sure it was a transvaginal ultrasound. So they went in, and the lady had told me that the baby had stopped growing at 8 weeks and hasn't had a heartbeat since 8 weeks. And at this time, I thought I was 14 weeks pregnant, so I thought I was over the bump of the first trimester. I thought the chance of miscarrying was out the window. Little did I know that there was such thing as a miscarriage. So, for 6 weeks, this precious little human was inside of me without a heartbeat, and I didn't even know. That's what upsets me, is because it was in my own body. Something was wrong with it, and I didn't know. And it really hurts because it makes me feel like my body let me down. I don't know. But so I asked for the picture because I never really got a picture from my first ultrasound. So they gave it to me. This is my little peanut. Um, I don't know. Sorry, I'm getting like upset. But so I asked right away, like, can I talk to my doctor? Um, just to see like what I'm gonna do now because you know it's been inside of me for 6 weeks, not alive, and like why didn't I miscarry naturally? Like why? And so I asked my doctor, and right away he was like, well, 6 weeks is a long time. Most of the time, like the fetus will come out within like a week or two. And so he's like 6 weeks, and I didn't have any blood, any cramps, any back pain, nothing that was, like would make you think that something was wrong. So he said, I think the best thing is right away, less than 24 hours to get a D&C. And he said that if I didn't, having the baby in there any longer could like be a risk for a really bad infection. And I don't want an infection. So, I mean, I just listened to what he said because he's my doctor. He knows best. So we made an appointment for the next morning. My surgery, I had to be there at 7:30 for the surgery, and he wanted me there like an hour and a half early. So he gave me these little pills that I had to, it's called misoprostol. Sorry, I'm not good at naming things. So they're these two little pills, and he told me to basically like insert them in my vagina 6 hours before going to the hospital. And so I did so, and I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, okay, it's gonna like loosen up the cervix, whatever. When I got to the hospital, they had me put on like a gown, and they're like, okay, take all your clothes off underneath, so like no bra, no underwear, obviously. And then they had me like take like a little cup to like pee in for like tests or whatever. So I was like, okay, whatever. I went to the bathroom, and then there was like a little bit of blood. So I like went out and I asked the nurse like, oh, like I'm bleeding a little bit now. Like, can I keep my underwear on or like what do I do? And she gave me these like mesh underwear, which I guess are the ones you wear like after you give birth. And she gave me this huge pad, like this huge thing. And I was like, that's a little unnecessary, but okay. So I put it on, whatever, and I went to like lay in the bed. And my mom and boyfriend were there with me. Thank goodness I wouldn't have been able to do that alone. And so my mom left the room. She left me and my boyfriend just to talk, to have some alone time. I just really needed to cry. Cried out to him. Because me and my mom, we really aren't all that close. So I just needed to let it out to him because I trust him and, it's his baby, so he understands. So I remember, like, I sat up. This is really graphic, I'm sorry, so if this is gonna bother you, just, like, skip 20 seconds. But, basically, I could feel the blood just pouring out, like, so much, and, like, it came out of nowhere, like, I was like, "Oh my god," and I literally said, like, I definitely just, like, got blood everywhere. And I, like, lifted up my leg and looked, and, like, the whole bed and the whole back of my gown was, like, covered in blood. I was like, "Alright, I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't see that, and the nurses will take care of it." So, that was that, and then came the time, it was, like, 7:30, whatever, in the morning, so the nurses came in, and they had my boyfriend and my mom leave the room. And that's when I started to get scared, so I was crying. Now, I knew I was gonna be getting, like, anesthesia, um, but I hadn't really asked much about it, um, which, is understandable, whatever. But so they put something in my IV, and the lady was like, okay, this is gonna calm you down. And I thought she was just giving something, like, to calm me down, to stop me from crying, because, that's what I thought. But that was the anesthesia, and I didn't know. So I remember they, like, wheeled me down the hallway, and then into, like, the operating room, I guess. And I was conscious for that. And then she had me, like, go on another bed. So they, like, picked me up, and I remember looking onto the bed I was on, and all the blood, oh my god. It, like, freaked me out, and then that's the last thing I remember. So I woke up. I don't remember the time of how long the whole process was. But I woke up and the first thing I was doing was coughing. My throat hurt so bad. And I guess they put something down my throat. Again, they didn't tell me. I didn't ask. So, um, but yeah, because my throat was sore for like 3 days after. But the first thing I was coughing and coughing, and it hurt so bad. And then I remember, like, I was laying on my back, and I was like, this isn't comfy. And I turned on my side, and all the nurses were like, no, 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 don't do that. Like, no. And, I did it anyway, because little Miss Devil over here. And I was, like, kind of drugged up. Like, I didn't care. So, yeah, and I just said, like, no, I want my boyfriend. Like, I want my boyfriend here. Like, why can't, like, he come here yet? And they needed me to, like, recover before they would, like, bring me out into the room and, like, let my mom and boyfriend there. So I think it was, like, 30 minutes maybe. I just laid there and, like, regained consciousness. And they wheeled me into the room. And I was like, well, can I please see, like, my mom and my boyfriend now, whatever. So they came in. And then I finally was able to, like, I had, like, apple juice and, like, these, like, cracker things. I felt fine after it. Um, to be honest, I wasn't really, like, upset. I thought I would have cried a lot after, and maybe it was just because of all the drugs. I didn't really cry in the hospital. I got home, I was fine, and then it wasn't till I was, like, left alone that, like, it really hit me. And, like, I can't stop looking at this picture. And I just cry. And, it's normal. But it's my baby, and I love it, and I miss it. But, so for after the DNC, my doctor gave me, like, 2 things of pills, whatever. The first one is methylorgonavine. They pronounce this way better. This is take 1 tablet by mouth every 12 hours for 5 days. So it was like 10 pills, whatever. This, they just said it was for, like, if there was heavy bleeding, which there wasn't really. It was only basically light spotting. I mean, today is exactly a week later. I'm still having, like, average blood. Today was the only day it hurt. Like, I went back to work today for the first time in a week, and, like, I was in pain a little bit, which I wasn't the whole past week. So maybe it was just, like, just something in my tummy, or, like, just because I'm using more force, like, working, more stress on my body. I don't know. But yeah, so this is for if there's a lot of bleeding, and, to strengthen the wall of my something. I don't know. I mean, I could probably explain it better if I wasn't so, like, distraught right now. And then they also gave me for the pain, oxycodone. They gave me 10 pills, and there are still 10 pills in here. I will not touch this stuff. I took it, like, I picked up the pills just in case I would need them. The pain wasn't unbearable. I mean, I could handle it. It was just, my heart hurt more than my body. So yeah, that was that. Yeah, I bought, like, overnight pads to wear just, like, all day, because I can't use tampons. The doctor said no tampons, no sex, no baths, nothing that could put, like, bacteria in there until I go in for my, next checkup, which is in 10 more days. So it was, like, 3 weeks from the surgery, whatever. Yeah, so I just have to, like, be careful with, like, what I do. I haven't had any problems, no excessive bleeding, no excessive pain other than today, but, like, I almost took one of these pills, but, like, I was like, I don't need this, like, no, I can get over it. But it's just hard, and for all you, like, moms out there who this happened to, I apologize. Like, this is something that no woman should ever have to go through. It's painful, it's upsetting. And I mean, I'm young, and this is my first child, so, like, it gets me scared for the future. Like, what if I can't have babies? Like, what if there's something wrong with me? Like, the doctor said, like, oh no, it's nothing wrong with you. It was probably, like, a genetic abnormality. And he said 50% of the time, like, they took the tissue of the baby, the skin tissue, whatever, for testing. Obviously, I won't hear back about it until I go back for my doctor's appointment. But they said that 50% of the time they don't even know what's wrong. They won't find anything. And there's plenty of other people who this happened to, and their next pregnancy is perfect, no flaws, no problems, nothing. But it still gets me scared. And like it's just hard because what if like this happens with every pregnancy I have? And what if I can't have babies? Because this is the hardest feeling ever. Because there's a baby that I'll never get to hold. And I'll never get to, sorry. But, yeah, so if any of you moms out there need someone to talk to if you're going through the same thing, I don't really know how to answer messages on here. I haven't been on here in a while. You comment below, I'll try to answer. I'll put a link for, like, my Instagram. You can DM me. I'll talk with you. I don't have, like, Twitter or anything else, really, but, you can talk through, like, a DM on Instagram, help you out, because I didn't want to be alone, and I wish I had someone to talk to about this. I mean, I'm better now. I don't, like, cry all day about it like I did the first couple of days. It was really hard. And even, like, after, I was, like, really clingy to my boyfriend for, like, 3 days. Like, when he would go to work, I'd freak out. I'd be like, text me when you get there. I want to know you're safe. Text me every once in a while. Like, I was so scared of, like, something happening and, like, me losing him. I mean, it's not like that now. Like, I'm still like, oh, I love you, whatever, and, like, I want to know when he gets to work safe. But, I don't know. It was just the first couple of days were, like, really hard, and I didn't want to be alone. But he was also the only person I wanted. Like, my mom was here with me, but I really wanted him because it was his baby. He understood how I was feeling more than anyone else at that moment. Um, so, I don't know, but he took good care of me. We're okay now. Recovering. Obviously, I'm still gonna get upset, especially on the due date. But just, I pray for all the other people who are going through this right now as well. It's hard, but you're not alone. This happens apparently every 1 in 4 pregnancies are miscarried, and the lucky 1% has the miscarriages like I did. But yeah, so I'm here for you if you need me. Feel free to comment or anything, but that's basically it. I don't know, just thank you for watching and listening to my story. It was nice to rant about something for once. Yeah, so I guess I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.